Welcome back, guys, to Top Deck Gaming with a special edition of All About You.
Hey, guys.
If you guys don't already know, to my left we have the main man himself, doorman, Toby, Anthony Hernandez, all the way from New York. Say hi, man.
Hey, guys. How's it going? This has been an amazing trip. My first time in Cali. Hang out with my boys.
Represent West Coast.
And we, as you guys already been, watching our videos and seeing all the footage, we all been doing our own, content from literally East Coast to West Coast, still, contributing to the game. And now this is the first time where a huge event just brought us all together, and the event is tomorrow, which is pretty much the focus of the video for today. So.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that for the last few months we've been talking about, this is happening, we having a big old tournament, people come together, and then for a while it's just, it's just talk. And then all of a sudden,
we're all here.
Yeah. And it's happening, we got people in the other room testing, getting ready for the big event. It's about to be lit.
It's gonna be lit. This event is gonna be off the hook. Man.
We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a bigger turnout than what you're kind of used to right now. Oh
God, it's gonna be like triple practically. We usually get to like 12 to 15 players tops, and this is gonna be close to 30, if not higher.
So just real quick, like, what are your thoughts with coming in and you're used to playing your guys as an East Coast, and we all understand you guys are like great players, but coming in and versing complete strangers. Well, do you feel like that might be a little bit of a challenge, at least?
I actually do. I mean, only because we're used to already seeing a certain format. We basically created our own format in East Coast. So when we see West Coast players like using certain cards that are like just out of the norm, that can catch us off guard. Especially little card effects that can win, either win the game and pretty quickly, or something along the lines of something that just does so much and for a little cost, and it's not something we're used to seeing it play.
It's always nice to have those fresh eyes too. I mean, most of our ban lists kind of negate, OTKs essentially.
Yeah.
But it's always fun to see different ones that might pop up, which you've already experienced tonight.
Yeah, which was interesting. And we all been play testing and developing different ideas, actually West Coast and East Coast kind of merging, so it's been cool. And there's still some viable decks out there that they can still pretty much break the way the game is played. So this is going to be pretty interesting because usually OTKs and certain deck types that run really quickly are not in the format, or at least players don't explore.
Yeah.
But we have a few Cali players that will be exploring that.
Wild cards.
We like to break the mold. So
yeah.
But like Anthony had mentioned, the main topic of this video, even though it's awesome to have all the guys out here, is to give you guys the information for the tournament itself. And what we're going to be going over really is like the time that the event starts, where it's being held at. Additionally, kind of like check-ins that have to be done to make sure that the people who are going to be participating in the event, everybody's on the same page. And so I'll start off so basically, guys, like I said, starting tomorrow, 12 o'clock sharp is when the event is starting. What this means to you is be there early. The event organizers, myself, Anthony, the Hill Brothers, all those guys, we will be there around 10 o'clock in the morning to start setting up. And so we suggest that you guys be there at least by 11. That way, if you are proxying cards, we can make sure that the proxies are good to go. There's nothing wrong with them. And that they read exactly as the actual card itself reads.
Yeah.
And with proxies, the details for that, Anthony, take it away.
Okay, so first of all, I would recommend you actually printing the cards in color, just because it's easier to see. And black and white, sometimes a lot of the text is kind of like merged in together. Whether if your printer is not, either running out of ink, or if it's if there's any complications with your printer, color is the best way to go. As far as the dimensions, you want to be able to print out a 3.5 by 2.5. So that's most viable, and that's what we're going to be looking for. And furthermore, we're also going to make sure that it's cut out properly because in the past, in a few of our own events, there have been players that they'll kind of have jagged edges, or their cards would be folded and not placed properly inside the sleeve. And that would be an issue because then you'll be able to tell there's a little bump on your sleeve and you'll be able to tell, oh, that's the card I'm going to draw.
Right.
You know? So we're going to make sure we look out for that.
Yeah, and then adding to that too, come early, make sure your deck lists are filled out and ready to go, so that way any organizer can check them and make sure we're following all the same rules. Deck lists are extremely important, and usually tournaments start extremely late because of them. And we're not having that. We're having way too many people for that kind of mistake. So we got to get those taken care of. We are going to print out a few extra copies in case, write them down on line paper, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
In case for whatever reason left it at home or whatever, you can write it down real quick. But 12 o'clock sharp. Yeah.
We're going to begin the event because this is a pretty huge one, and as it stands, we start at 12. We're more than likely going to be leaving more than around 8, 9. There's going to be about 30 players plus in attendance, and there might even be more if certain individuals show up. So we'll see.
Oh my God!
Shots fired!
Shots fired!
Shots fired!
But no, honestly, guys, we are very excited to be able to come together, bring this tournament to all of you. At the end of the day, as much as there's the friendly banter back and forth that East and West has, because we've had a lot of it tonight, at the end of the day, what we do here is to build the community together, make sure that we can be the stepping stones to, I don't know, just a bigger overall platform. And we want to get more people involved. We want to get everybody excited because not only for myself, but for Anthony, for my brother, for everybody here right now. Naruto is a huge part of our lives, and it's something we hold very dear to our hearts. And being able to share that with all of you guys, it means a lot to us. And so that's why these guys went out of their way to come from New York to play in this event. So
cheap,
big shout out to you guys for
Definitely.
making that sacrifice, because I'm sure it would have been nice to keep some of that money in your pocket.
Yeah, we're doing it for the spirit of Naruto, and we really wanted to see a huge turnout. Like, that was the most important thing. We have East and West Coast players, playing this game, supporting it, and it's like, why not merge all of them together? We'll have a huge turnout.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what else is there to really go over? We could touch on the pricing.
Yeah, we could touch on the pricing. I also want to just note that, like the reinforcement rulings and squad rulings, I've seen already a few people discuss it. Some are confused. I believe Mardo tried clearing it up, but in the event you haven't watched Mardo's video, reinforcements and squad rules. Squadding, you need the actual individual ninjas on the field in order to squad. So if it's a squad of 2 ninjas, you need 2 individual ninjas, not just one ninja that has 2 characters on it. So when you're reinforcing, you can have just one. Like, for example, you can have a platoon and reinforce into someone else based on the character specifics on the card. And even if you're still confused by that concept, there are more than enough knowledgeable players that are going to be here. All the organizers have extensive knowledge of the game. Even those people who aren't necessarily, as hands-on with the organizing, they too are very well versed in the game. So if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. We're all here to help each other because we want the best competition, right? Absolutely.
And we want everybody to bring their A game and to just play the game fairly, And
Yeah.
so, also, if you don't already know, we are using the TAOP rogue list, and so I don't think really much more needs to be said about that rogue list. You guys have tons of time to prepare for it.
Absolutely.
And so, and again, us having the deck checklist, we're gonna be able to make sure that nobody's accidentally running 3 copies of Kado database.
Oh God.
That's an accident?
Yeah.
That's an accident? Yeah, that's an accident.
Oh man, yeah. That was a little experience we New Yorkers went through. So
Well, that makes sense. It's New York. Oh wait. Oh, we're not a tournament yet. No.
But yeah, so make sure your decks are proper. The ban list is up on the pin post on the Facebook group, Naruto Facebook group. So just check it out just in case. There are a few cards that a lot of people overlook. There's been a few videos based on those cards, so check those videos out. Like Ryan Severin, he made a video about certain cards like Childhood Haku, and Jason also made a video about those cards. Definitely utilize them. They're very powerful cards, and they're game changers if you know how to use them properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, we all get used to like a particular list, and then we don't notice that a certain card's not on the list anymore. So having access to those cards again, I mean, you might not think of them, but then at the same time, you know,
it opens the door of possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
It really does.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, everybody get hyped because this tournament is about to go down. It's going to be huge. Tons of fun.
Crazy.
It is a $25 entry fee, but the pricing is phenomenal for this event. So I mean, it's definitely worth to come out. And I know a lot of older players are coming back in. They're going to be here to play in the tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun, and as well as newer players and then returning players.
it's gonna be big,
it's going to be a huge mashup. It's going to be awesome, and we hope to see everyone out there. So please show not only the East Coast players some love, but definitely you Cali players come out, show your boys some love. We do this for you guys. It's not always about us; it is always about you. So, I mean, with that's all I got for you guys today. I mean, you guys have any closing statements for the viewers today?
Well, again, you want to bring your A game. You want to make sure that you're comfortable with the deck you're playing. Don't follow other people's ideas. A lot of people are like, oh, the good card deck is the best, or oh, True Allies are the best. They're not necessarily the best. They can lose, and there are certain matchups that they don't do well against. So if I were you, I would definitely search out cards that can stop cards like that without having to end up running them because you feel like you need to run a certain deck to win.
Shino Silence stops everything.
It stops everyone. It stops you.
Shino Silence shuts down lightning.
Yeah, it shuts down every deck.
Absolutely.
Moroku stops everyone.
Moroku stops.
Moroku stops even yourself. So there are cards that can definitely counter these top tier decks. And again, there's other decks that you should be worried about that are not the everything decks.
Sea Monster.
You guys won't see it coming.
That's my big thing. Is I always like to see what kind of new decks are out there, which I'm used to seeing good card out deck or True Allies or something like that. And I'm prepared for that. It's that random crap I'm not prepared for,
exactly.
And that's what I hope to go up against. Yeah. So, anything else, guys?
I guess.
Do you guys want to close it out with my ever so famous catchphrase?
All
together.
We'll hit it.
We're getting there.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, guys, at Top Deck Gaming
1.
Top Deck Gaming 1. If you're seeing this on All About You, go follow Big One TDG.
And if you're seeing this on Big One TDG, go follow All About You. So we're always trying to get everybody involved, and this is the first time we've come together, and so this video is very special for all of us involved.
And this is gonna be a crazy experience.
Yeah,
to actually
and
clash.
If you get a chance to, stay away from TGI Fridays. But with that, guys, for those of you keeping the Naruto CCG dream alive, we salute you. Peace.
Peace out.